Alright, so in this C++ video, we are going to be talking about functions. So let's get started. Alright, so we've been writing all of our code in the int main, which is like your main place where you write your code, but we can also write functions. So to write a function, in Python you do def, and that writes a function, but in C++ we do void and the name. So we have void and then we have the name of the function. So I'm going to do void solve. And that's going to be my function. And now you can write whatever you want in your function. I can do cout hello world and out. And you can basically do whatever you want in these functions. There's no like limits to what you can do in your functions. So, and this is outside of the int main thing. So if I run the program, we get nothing. And this is because C++ only outputs stuff that's in the main part. So to get an actual output, we must do solve. And that's the name of the function. Now the issue with this is we're going to get an error message because right now C++ is reading everything. So basically what we have to do here is So basically to fix the error message, you have to put the function, you have to define the function before the actual, I'm going to put this up here. So you have to define the function before you use it actually. So if I do solve over here and I run the program, and we need to do a backspace over here before we continue. But we will get hello world because int main is readed and the output results. And now what we can actually do is we can just change this function as many times as we want. We can do cout. We can change this function. We can basically write all of our code in this void solve part in the solve function, but we don't even need to change the int main can just, and it'll just keep running like that. Now let's say you define your function after the int main part. Let's say we do this. Now the problem with this is it's not defined. And to fix this, we can do void solve, and that'll solve the error. Now basically what this does is it lets the C++ program know that void solve is going to be somewhere else in the program, and it knows what to do with void solve. And you can actually use your function to do anything you want. So I can have a for loop in here. I can have for int I equals 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus, and then we can go create a for loop, and we can actually create a nested for loop, which int j equals 1, j is less than 11, j plus plus, and I'll talk about nested for loops in the next upcoming videos. And then we can do cout j is greater than I L, and we need to put this in quotation marks, and I have a string over here. And yeah, so basically if we run the program, this is just like writing it in the int main part, except just everything is going in the solve part. So if we run the program, it's going to take a while since we have a nested for loop which has a long time complexity, so that will take some time. And we get the output that we need. And we can just keep putting stuff in the function, and the usage of a function is it's faster to write. So you can just have a function, you can write everything in there, and it makes your code a little bit more cleaner. So if you ever seen, like, if you've been like coding in C++ and stuff, you know that you can, I'm just gonna do like example, like you can have like lots and lots of like code, and it'll like stretch out for almost like lots of lines, and now it'll be all messed up here. You can create a function and then just put everything in there. which will, and you can like balance it out. So if I do over here and I go cout, so if I go cout high and L, right? If I do this, it actually balances out your code. So in Python, functions are specifically for like define like having a purpose for the function. When in C++, you can just use a function to like balance your code out throughout the program so it looks more cleaner and it's more organized. So that's another use of the functions. Another use is just what your use in Python is. In Python, we use functions to quickly do arithmetic. We can quickly do tasks with it. In C++, it's useful as well, especially when you just make a function, you put everything inside, and then you go back to the main part, and it's just so much easier. So that's another use for functions. So that's the basics of functions in C++. Hopefully this video was helpful, and yeah.